Welcome back, hockey fans, to another episode of Lightin the Lamp, episode number 30. Cheers, JG. I'm always here with you, but we're here at episode number 30 back here on Lightin the Lamp. So salute, pal. Cheers, and welcome back to all you fans. We're here with another episode talking about Rangers hockey, and we're really excited to be back with you. But as always, we are filling up the boot. JG's got a beer. It's a Friday night, and we are going. So, JG, how you doing today, man?
Good, man. Feeling fantastic. Just another night. Stop by the in-laws, little Chinese Friday night dinner. Suck down 6 or 7 grapefruit fucking margaritas. So your boy is already tapped in and buzzing, if you can't tell by the eyes. We're moving over here on the East Coast, so gonna let you catch up after a long work day over there, Mr. fucking Dola. How we feeling?
I mean, it was only, I did it to myself, man. When you take off on a Wednesday to go snowboarding because in California, 3 feet of snow just dumped on Big Bear Mountain. You got to get up there and hit the POW a little bit, pal. So, got up there on the mountain, had a day, had a few drinks, just got to shred a little bit, and then just paid for it with a late Friday work day, just kind of catching up and making sure all the T's were crossed and the I's were dotted on all the drawings and all the plans, man. Just got to get after it. But you know what? Happy that we are closing out the day on Lightin the Lamp. And
you're not the only one, bro. I'm over here. I'm answering phone calls. I got a renovation going on in the city, and these guys, they finished working hours ago, and we still got questions. It's 10 o'clock at night. You would think they wouldn't ask any questions, but it is what it is. And, we gotta keep it moving if we want to live the life that we continue to live and take off on a Wednesday and hit Big Bear or head out to Costa Rica for a quick couple of days and hang out. That's the life we chose. So got to get to work at random times, unfortunately.
Nah, but it's been good. But we got a lot to talk about here about Rangers hockey again. I feel like
a lot to talk about. More than
bro. I feel like we're in the same place, but in a different place, just because like so much has happened. But we're still just so much highs and lows of this week. So much like stuff that just makes your head shake, but so much to be really pumped about. And I really at this point just want to be more excited than anything. And I really think coming off last night's win with Laffy grabbing the W and OT, I think we could all be pretty pumped. But how about a little salute to the fans, salute to you, salute to episode number 30. We're going to put a boot down, and then we're going to get after it. What do you think? Let's light this lamp.
I'm ready to go. Let's get her going.
Ooh.
Wow, that one went down fucking quick and easy, boss.
Ooh. Friday night, we're catching up.
Not easy, but it went down quick.
Friday night, we're catching up. Boot in the books. JG, why don't you kick us off here? Where do you want to start talking about Rangers hockey? The Rangers right now, fans, have fallen to 2-4. I don't want to say fallen. We're at 2-4.
No, I would say fallen. I mean, that's been a fall. I mean, let's be honest. It like the announcing that you talked so much shit about for the last couple of days in Buffalo. It's been a lackluster start for the Rangers. A lackluster start for David Quinn. Not loving, some of the combinations he's putting together, the Trouba and Johnson combination, and many others to name. Some bad situational coaching with the power plays and things of the sort. You got your best guys. Yeah, they're the best. Panarin's great. Zibanejad's great. Kreider's great. Fox is great. We know they're all great, but when you're not producing a shot for 1 minute and 30 seconds. The coach isn't supposed to leave you out there or reward you by putting you out on the next power play for 1.5 minutes again. I mean, you had a second line a couple of nights ago. As much as they're not the best line on the team, they produced. Buchnevich, Lafreniere, you had Trouba up top. Lemieux was on it. It was a weird mix of young Rangers players, but it worked. For 30 seconds, every power play they came out, they put 2-3 shots on goal. After an abysmal first power play, went out and put no shots on goal, passed around the zone and got it iced 6 times, and then was staring around at each other like, hey, should we stay out or get off? No, get the fuck off. I mean, we're all hockey players. We all grew up playing hockey. We had coaches. when you're not producing, get off the goddamn ice. I don't care if you're Artemi Panarin, Wayne Gretzky, or Ty Domi. If you're not producing on a power play, get off and let the next guy get on. Next man up. Am I wrong? And that's been, I went all over the place there a little bit, but that has been my biggest take off of what I've watched from the Rangers in the first 7 games. It's been abysmal. The coaching has been bad, and it's been very bad situationally. We're not winning faceoffs. We're not producing on the power play, on a power play where, let's be honest, Zibanejad's a 90-point scorer. Panarin's a 100-point scorer. How's a power play not producing right now? Adam Fox, Tony DeAngelo. We have the offensive weapons. There's no excuse. So, for me, I'm even after a big win and a Lafreniere Studley goal the other night, he played great against Buffalo. It was awesome to see. I'm disappointed, to say the least, with the start the Rangers have had. I'm going to stand by my team. I love them. I think we'll find a way to make the playoffs. But at the end of the day, first 6 games, not what I was looking for, and I don't think what any New York Ranger fan was looking for.
Yeah, I'll echo that. Let's be honest. We are I went on NHL.com today and had to stare at the New York Rangers being in last place of our division. Like, we are in last place. We need to turn it around. We need to figure it out. Like what you said, we only have 1 power play unit. You talked about the mythological second power play unit. Who are they? They haven't hit the ice.
Because, that doesn't matter. Does it matter to you that who are they? We do only have 1 power play unit.
We have 1 power play unit.
Who are the mix and match guys that you put on for that last 20 seconds that for some reason every power play they produce? Because everybody in the league is watching that first unit and watching their tape. And it's the early in the season, so they know what they're going to do. They're going to do the same shit from last season. Eventually, things are going to move a little faster. The puck's going to touch everybody's tape a little faster, and the power play will get moving. But right now, if you're David Quinn, yeah, you put them out as the first unit. They are the first unit. There's no doubt about it. You can't argue it. He's not wrong for putting them out. But you can't let these guys stay out for $1.45 and not put a shot on net. And then your mythological unit comes out, and they put up 3 shots in 10 seconds. It's unacceptable.
Let me say, last game, so the game on Thursday, right? Phenomenal. Like, they played, honestly, they had great chances all in the power play. They were moving the puck around. They had phenomenal control. But the game before that, the game against Pittsburgh, they did the same shit, and they were not nearly that great. So, fine, you're trying to get your finesse, but still, we need more people still getting the opportunity. So, that's definitely been a pain point for me as well.
If they would be losing these hockey games,
they are losing.
No. I understand that. If they would lose these hockey games playing the way that they played on Thursday night, even if they played a little lesser than that, I would be okay with them losing. They're trying hard. They're winning puck battles. They're battling in front of the net. They're getting opportunities. You lose a game on a bounce, fine. But when you're losing a game and it looks like you're not trying, and you just spent $8.5 million on Trouba, $11 million on Panarin, you got the first overall pick, the second overall pick. K'Andre Miller's playing now. You did what every team in America. You did what every team in America wishes they could have done in a year. You can't come out the way you just came out. It's just bottom line.
It's we're still in that method of shooting ourselves in the foot. Like, we love him to death. Ryan Lindgren threw the puck in the net. Like, he throws it in our net.
He's my favorite Rangers defenseman. That was the ugliest play I've seen in possibly defensive NHL history. But we're gonna big but here. He is
what it is.
Quite possibly the best overall Rangers defenseman. Maybe he doesn't produce points, but if you want to talk about a defensive standpoint, a gritty, hard-nosed defensive player, he might be the Rangers' best defensive player. So let's walk past the fact he threw the puck in the net.
Hey, dude, I will walk past it. I do love him. Adam Fox is so smart. I love him.
Adam Fox is the best player. He's the best hockey player on the defense. He's not the best defenseman. He's the best overall hockey player in the top 6 of the defense. He ain't the best defenseman. Let's talk about somebody who's going to block a shot, face wash you in front of the net, throw a body, lay down and get his teeth knocked out by the puck. That's Ryan Lindgren, and that's a defenseman. Adam Fox is the best defensive player on the team because he's on the defense. But let's be real. If we were talking about defensemen, a Mark Stahl style, a Dan Girardi style, you don't have a better overall defenseman than Ryan Lindgren. You can't be mad at him for that. It's one bad play.
Well, then look at even the last game where basically, I think it was K'Andre Miller skates all the way up ice, dangles two players, dumps the puck all the way around the ice. Kreider beats the defenseman there, misses the puck, comes out of the zone. They go 3-on-2, and then Reinhart gives Eichel a pass backdoor, right? Past Miller. And it's just like we broke the puck out to the Sabres, and then they came down on an odd man rush. And then Eichel beat us backdoor because he outmuscled K'Andre Miller, which, again, I can't fault him. Jack Eichel's probably one of the smartest hockey players in the NHL. So it's just like, again, it's just shooting ourselves in the foot to give other teams an opportunity to beat us. We're getting out. Every game we're losing by 1 goal, and we're actually starting the game up, and we're just giving up the game.
The funny thing is we're losing games by 1 goal. We're losing games by 1 goal. And we're playing horrendous. We're not even trying. We're playing horrendous in some of these games. I mean, there's been a game or two where we've lost, and it was just a tough loss. The Pittsburgh game, you're up. You played a pretty good hockey game. You played a shit third period. You lose the game. Fine, I'm okay with that. But most of these games, you're losing by a goal, and you're not even showing any effort. So how good can you really be? Is the question. You can't have a showing when you have as many skilled players and good hockey players as you do, where you show no effort, because you're never going to win a cup if you play one game in any season where you don't show effort. The teams that win the cup come and play at night. Look at St. Louis 2 years ago. I mean, let's be honest. That team played hockey, hard-nosed, dirty, filthy, grimy hockey every single night of the week, and they went to the fucking playoffs, and they probably shouldn't have won the cup, and they did. Would that be fair to say? I mean, you had a lot of really skilled, high-end, fast hockey teams, and the Blues came in like an LA Kings style from 8 years ago and won a cup in an era where, let's be honest, that's not the way you're winning a cup right now.
Well, they also had to walk through the Hawks, who were their kryptonite for years, even Nashville, kryptonite for years.
Well, you understand what I'm saying. I mean, I don't mind. It's just if you want to win and you want to get to that next echelon, you can lose hockey games. You can lose 10 in a row. But you need to play hard, night in and night the fuck out. That's it. You can't come out and decide when you want to play. When Panarin feels like, oh, it's not going well, I'm going to stay on the power play for 2 minutes because I'm the best player on the ice, and it might not work, but fuck it, I'm that good, so I'm going to try. That's not a good look. That's not what we need. We need a guy that's like, damn, I've been on the ice for a minute, 15 seconds. I've done nothing. Let me get off and let one of these young guys get on and produce. You know what I mean? We're looking for an NA. We're looking for a Stanley Cup. We need to be a team. I don't need Kreider and Panarin and Zibanejad. They did it last year single-handedly. The three of them kept the Rangers alive. It's not happening this year. It's not going to happen for 10 years in a row. There's plenty of other players that are good on this hockey team. These guys all need to get on the ice for the same amount of time when it comes to the power play, the penalty kill. I'm a little disappointed with the start, and to be honest, I feel like this all stems from David Quinn. I mean, it stems from coaching, because the coaching is what stops all that.
I mean, we'll see, man. I mean, again, the continuity thing is just still getting to me. I mean, I'm actually pretty excited to see a guy like Colin Blackwell come off the taxi squad. 3 games, he's already had points in all 3 games, goals, assists on the Laffy goal on a beautiful sauce toss over to him. And I got to say, Tony D earlier that game had a similar situation as Laffy in terms of getting a puck on his stick and rifling it past Olmark. Dude, Tony D hesitated, took 1 second. I was so impressed by how fast that puck went on Laffy's stick and how fast he put it right above Olmark. Like, he put it in a place he wasn't touching.
What a call, but
there was no touching that puck. It was beautiful.
He said himself, he said there's just no way Lafreniere is missing that one. I mean, after the call, he literally stopped himself and said, Lafreniere, you've watched him. People have been disappointed. I mean, I've been saying it from the go. I've said it 4 or 5 times to you where you're
playing great.
I thought he's been great, and I've spoken to other Ranger fans. A good friend of mine, Jack Sanfelice, a little questionable on Laffy. And I told him, I said, listen, at the end of the day, I'm watching an NHL hockey player go out there and compete and fit in at a level that's scary because let's be
At
honest,
19.
he's 19 years old. So let's be honest, he's fitting in at a scary level. I mean, we're expecting a 60-point season because he's the first overall pick. But look at Jack Hughes. He had a shit year last year, didn't fit in the NHL,
Great.
didn't look good. You knew most hockey analysts, they don't shit the tip when it comes to players like that.
This isn't football. This is not football where they start grilling you and just persecuting you as a bust, as just an absolute like atrocious draft pick. Honestly, like in football, you're basically, if you pick someone that's a bust, you could lose a job as a GM. But like with hockey, again, what did we say even how many episodes ago? 15, 20 episodes ago? 3 years, 3 to 5 years is like where like a rookie really starts hitting his stride. Like a young player hits his stride. A Bavillier, Barzal, Clayton Keller, Max Domi, all these players that were great rookies, like they still hit a stride where they become just such a critical part of hockey teams. So, I'm absolutely thrilled. Again, he seems snake bitten. Even like, so what they've even shown, I was reading some statistics about just like, like individual scoring opportunities and then that high danger. You know how they're doing those statistics now with high danger opportunities? Lafreniere has just as many opportunities as Panarin, if not more. Then he has more individual opportunities, but Panarin has the same high danger opportunities. Panarin's just put a couple more in. So it's not that Lafreniere is not there. He's in the area. He's getting shots. He's getting opportunities. He was a little snake bitten at the start, but listen, like who cares? Like the kid has 12 scoring opportunities in 6 games. The kid is around the net. He's buzzing. He's going to be great. And I mean, beyond pumped. I mean, what a beautiful goal to actually get to record and to have his history. He's always going to remember it. And guess what? I'm always going to remember that goal. I was wearing the jersey, watching it live. I was on the phone with you. I was just like, Laferniere's fucking scored.
You were on the phone with me, and I was literally just turning my car on, leaving New York City. I was in the subway station doing an emergency track pour. Just kind of like when we picked Lafreniere. And I ran out of the job and I staked out for 38 minutes on my cell phone in my car so we can get an episode in. My boss was not happy about it. Damn near lost my job, but that's just New York City. That's just New York City grit right there. Luckily, I'm the second to my boss on that job, so I was able to finagle my way out of there. Everything was okay, but I mean, feels like yesterday, man. We picked Lafreniere together on the phone of all places while I was working. Last night, I jump on the phone with you, and we're on for 30 seconds talking about what we're going to chat about tomorrow night. Rangers are headed into OT, and sure enough, seconds later, Timmy's going, Lafreniere scored his first goal, screaming at me. And I'm like, and I got the radio on. I hear Michael K calling it. And sure enough, man, Laffy with the first one. But first of many for sure. I've been saying it from game one. He looks like an NHL player. He hasn't excelled right away. I mean, you can't expect it. I don't care if you're a first overall pick, 20th overall pick, 80th overall pick. You're talking about a child getting into a game with grown-ass men. It's like when I went to play my last year, when we went to play our first year of juniors, you were playing with 21-year-olds. You're 15. You know what I mean? And you excelled because, we're talking about different levels of hockey here. So you excelled because these kids, obviously, they just couldn't keep up with you. We played a high level of midget hockey and bantam hockey. So it was easy for us to play that junior level. But, you got a kid that's 19 playing with the best players in the world, and he's fitting in on power plays, on first lines, on second lines. He's skating.
He's making smart decisions.
He's skating with the play. He's not falling behind. He's with and ahead of the play. So that is all I needed to see the first 5 or 6 games. I was never worried about Laffy. I'm worried about the Rangers as a whole. Laffy, I think, is going to end up being a 40 to 50-point scorer this year in 56 games. I think he's going to take off. That's my opinion. Does it happen? We pray. But
listen, you see hockey intelligence, hockey smarts. He has scoring opportunities because he knows where to be
at all the right time.
That is exactly it. And that is something that not every player has. It is hard to teach that. People like Panarin, people like Zibanejad, people like Lafreniere, Crosby, Malkin, they have an intuition to find where the puck will be and be there. On his goal, he saw Blackwell intercept a pass from Eichel. He was taking off, made sure he dragged the blue line, but still beat the defenseman to get the pass. So really excited. But after Lafreniere, we have another
first goal. That was hockey IQ, like you said. I mean,
hockey IQ.
He saw Colin Blackwell make the turnover. He found a hole, and he shot for it, and he put every last fucking inch. And he was on the ice for a long time. He
minute and like a half.
He put every last centimeter of what he had left in him into that fucking stretch down to the fucking far post. And I mean, we talked about it as kids with your coaches and everything. I mean, you're going on a 2-on-1. Man comes in, other man crashes the far post. I mean, it was textbook hockey IQ. He crashed the hard post. He crashed the far post hard as he could, just like he was a mite. Just like his coach told him, just follow the far post. He went straight to it, and he ended up with a beautiful goal. I mean, just clean, gorgeous hockey IQ, old school thinking, just what you learn when you're young, just something that players kind of fade away from as they get better and better. They just do what's good for them, and you see he's doing the things that make you a great hockey player. He's just
like Eichel. How did Eichel score his goal?
Right to the far post. You wait for a fucking rebound or a pass, and it works out. I mean, just
put it on.
Just clean, smart hockey IQ, and it's nice to see out of a 19-year-old for sure.
And I mean, let's go. It's not the only first to celebrate. K'Andre Miller with a beautiful bomb from the point. Just nice little pass and just an absolute beauty.
Listen, they're not even the rookies, the young guys in general. Howden, Blackwell,
Giuseppe has surprised me.
Giuseppe, Hedel. That's the reason the Rangers are bad, is that their bottom 9, their bottom 6
have been playing great.
Great. Let's not call it great, but a high standard a very high standard of playing. They're playing well. I wouldn't say it's great. They're making mistakes, but they're playing better than the top half of the team, and that's why we're struggling right now. Our defense and our goaltending and the top half of our team are struggling, and our bottom 6, who shouldn't, let's be honest, Kako, Hedel, those guys are top 6 guys. They're first-round draft picks. They're playing in the bottom 6. For me, if I'm David Quinn,
Hedel's out, dude. He has an injury right now.
I know he is now, but I'm talking about over the first 6 games. We know he's injured, but at the end of the day, Quinn has an opportunity to let these kids become the best players on the New York Rangers. If Zibanejad and Panarin aren't doing it, listen, the $11 million, it hurts, but I'm sorry. Then you know what? Put Panarin, Strome, and Buchnevich on the third line, and then let's see Kako, Hedel, and Laffy up in the top 6. Those guys are playing hard-nosed hockey. They're skating hard. They're skating fast. They're playing hard. They might not be as skilled as those other guys just yet, but the style of hockey they're bringing to the table is winning hockey.
Well, you saw, I mean, Quinn did put Blackwell on the second line. He put Kreider on the third line.
Yeah, after how many games? Seven games?
I mean, he shook it up a bit, but again,
games, Tim.
We're still looking for continuity, man, I guess. But, this is hard.
My problem is that it takes so long. We know that Kreider and Panarin and Zibanejad are great, but if they're not playing great, you can't give them the ice time like they're playing great. It's hockey. It's a team sport. If these guys aren't rolling, then slide them to 4 and put fucking Laffy, Kako, and Hedel on the first line. I don't give a shit who it is. But at the end of the day, this is a hockey game. We're looking to win. We want to win a cup. If a line isn't producing, I don't care if the line makes $25 million between the 3 of them. They move down. That's it.
I still think if you look at, all the stats, I think Panarin are still leading the team in points, though, man.
They are. They absolutely are. But Panarin's leading the team in points lackadaisically. I mean, you see some of everything's on the power play. Nothing's happening 5-on-5. It's not Panarin that you saw the last year.
That's fair. I'll give you that.
He can score on the power play whether he's shitting the bed or not. He's that skilled. I want to see 5-on-5 production from these guys. The power play does nothing for me. 5-on-5 production wins Stanley Cups. Bottom line. Yes, special teams help you win a cup because in those opportunities you get the odd man, whatever, you get to score a goal, fine. But at the end of the day, you're not winning a cup unless you fucking compete during 5-on-5 hockey. Because at the end of the day, no matter how many power plays and penalty kills you have, 5-on-5 hockey rules the roost. It's hockey. It's 5-on-5. You're going to play a majority 5-on-5 hockey. We're not playing good in 5-on-5 hockey. That's scary. That's scary to me.
I just think we're becoming a shittier third period team, which is even worse. You know what I mean?
I just think that I maybe Quinn is just being hesitant because of the money being spent and the names that are sitting up top, and I understand it. And I can't talk shit because I'll never be in his position, and I'm not in his position, and I'm not dealing with Artemi Panarin and Igor Shesterkin, Chris Kreider, Ryan Strome, guys that just got paid $10 and $15 million. So I can't talk shit because he's got to deal with that while putting his lineup out and trying to keep guys happy. But at the end of the day, fuck keeping guys happy. Whoever is going is who needs to play because the Rangers need to win now. Panarin is 29 years old. Panarin ain't going to be this good for another 10 years.
What do you let's talk about the goaltending situation because
I'm horrific on the goaltending situation. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm at the point where I'm going to call into John Davidson and say, hey, John, as much as I've never met you before, I don't even know how I got your fucking phone number. Could we get Tyler Wall a shot up here? Because, I mean, God fucking damn it. Georgiev's been okay. Shesterkin has been abysmal.
He looks like he's unsure.
Shaky. You know how my old man is. A little bit of a pessimist. Gets over the top, hates on the team really quick. He doesn't like people when they play like shit.
You're doing some hating. You're doing a little hating. I mean, I'm trying to be an optimist a little bit.
Listen, I'm not hating. I'm being truthful. I'm being a hockey guy right now. I'm being truthful with you. I'm telling you what I'm seeing. Do I think that the Rangers have potential to the ceiling? It's past the ceiling. The Rangers have potential that 29 other teams in the league don't have. And I'm grateful for that. But how many times have the Rangers had potential and not executed? So I'm at a point where let's fucking go, or we're just going to do the same old thing that we do for the last 25 years. And that's the bottom line. You've seen this before. We just did this 8 years ago. We made a cup run. We made conference final runs. We saved our guys from our prospect pool. We brought them up, and we did diddly dick. I'm not willing to go to the cup and lose in 5 again. If we lose in a cup again, I might stop watching hockey. It's time to win. It's time to win.
Dude, I mean, you gotta if they're going to the cup, I mean they're making it there.
But this is the problem. Like the last cup run, you went to the cup and then you never could break the barrier again. The year before you lose in the conference final, the year after you lose in the conference final. And we're starting to look like a team that has all these skilled players, and we're gonna figure it out for a year or two. And yeah, maybe we make the conference final run, maybe we make the cup run. But we're not going to win. I'm sick of watching this same New York Rangers program get put together and not win. I've been around for too long to not see another cup. I'm going to be 30 in August, man. I've seen one cup, and I don't remember a fucking lick of it. All I got is picture. I got Kodak, fucking the ones from CVS, like when we were kids, the fake photos, basically. They print them for you, not a digital camera. I got Kodak camera. The disposables, that's what they were. I have a Kodak disposable. I have the pictures from that. My dad was holding a tinfoil Stanley Cup in our New York City apartment with his 5 friends, drunk as shit, because the Rangers won the Cup. 94. That's the only memory of a Rangers Stanley Cup that I have. So at this point in my life, it's unacceptable. We've had too many good teams, too many good players, too many good captains, too many good signings, too much money spent to not win a Stanley fucking Cup. So I'm at the point where you got a first-round draft pick, you got a second overall draft pick, you got Artemi Panarin, you just signed Shesterkin, the best goalie that anybody's ever seen. You have every piece that you needed. You paid for every piece you needed. You drafted every piece you needed. Now it's time to start fucking winning hockey games. That's it. It's the bottom line. It's not pessimistic. It's the fucking truth. It's the bottom line. It's time to start winning hockey in New York. Same with basketball. I'm not a basketball fan, but the New York Knicks are the mecca of basketball. They haven't won a fucking championship since 70-something. It's time for New York to put their sports back on the map because all we do is spend and sign and spend and sign and lose. And it's embarrassing and it's getting frustrating to be a fan. Really is. And I'm praying that what we have in New York, and I really do believe in it, is going to turn around, but I'm going to give you my hot take here while I'm ranting and raving. David Quinn, you've been great. You were an awesome rookie coach. You did well for young players. I think it's time for John Davidson to go out and grab our boy John Tortorella, no matter what we have to give up. You can laugh. You can laugh as hard as you want. Let's be honest. The New York Rangers are playing soft hockey. They're not blocking shots. They're not winning puck battles. They're not winning on the penalty kill. They're not winning on the power play. John Tortorella takes teams that suck, and he turns them into monsters on special teams. We're missing that element on our hockey team. So as funny as it sounds, he's a John Davidson guy. He's an ex-New York Ranger coach. It makes a lot of sense.
I don't know. The penalty kill's definitely killing me. They're atrocious. I don't understand it. Trouba continues to be allowed out on the ice.
Before we get into anything else, tell me that anything that I just ranted to you was wrong. I'm not mad. I love the New York Rangers. I do. But at the end of the day, it's time to fucking win some hockey games, Tim.
You're if we're on a scale, you're definitely more down the extreme end than where I'm at. On the barometer.
I agree with you 1,000%, but you have to agree with me at least a little bit, man. It's time to win some hockey games, bro. It's time to show me something. It's time to take it to another level.
I mean, we
don't have to win the cup reason, right now, but you need to take it to the next level now.
We haven't found that next step where we're just always
spending too much and you're drafting too much to not find another tier.
Well, let's call it what it is. It's Edmonton, who gets a first overall draft pick every year, and you get to like make this Monstars team that's incredible, and then all of a sudden, apparently last year you get swept in like the first round. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? You know what I mean? Like, it's something like that where I don't want to become Edmonton or Toronto where it's like, oh, yeah, the Stanley Cup, why the Hockey Hall of Fame and the Stanley Cup sit in Toronto? It's because Toronto's never going to get to see it otherwise. You know what I mean? Like, you just don't want to become the butt end of the joke. And that's just like kind of like, I feel like we could become Edmonton. There's Edmonton who gets either not into playoffs or swept out of playoffs. Or there's Tampa Bay, who literally took 9 years to fight and claw and trade and figure it out for 9 years just to win one Stanley Cup. Dude, I want to be a Chicago Blackhawks. I want to be a Penguins. I want to win 3 Stanley Cups. I want to win a perennial amount of Stanley Cups.
The way we're drafting and the things we're doing, we should be on that route. I'm not asking to fucking win more than the first round of the playoffs this year. I don't care. That's not what bothers me. What bothers me is what I'm watching right now with the amount of money that's been spent and with the guys that have been drafted and with the prospects in place. Yes, there are going to be some growing pains. Fine. I don't mind losing 5 games, but you can't have a team that's this skilled and with this many pieces that comes out and plays a hockey game where they don't give a fuck. And they've done it 3 or 4 times this year. That's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. And if that means it's coaching, then that means it's coaching. I hate to keep going back to David Quinn, but if these guys aren't going to play hard, then the coach has to go because you can't get rid of 25 guys.
Why I do agree with you. Even though I do like what
I like David Quinn. I like what he built.
Hold on, relax, guy. Relax. You need to relax just a little. Here. But in what I will agree on is in the bubble, we came out soft, we got swept, we lost. We're now in a 56-game season. We're 7 games in, and we've played soft for 7 games. I haven't, I don't want to say soft for 7 games against the Islanders in game 2, against Buffalo in the last game. But at the same time, a young team, a non-Stanley Cup team, like you said, wins every other game. A Stanley Cup ready team wins 5, 6, 7 in a row, gets beaten once, and then wins 5, 6, 7 in a row. The Tampa Bay Lightning in the Stanley Cup playoffs won the Stanley Cup because they never had back-to-back losses the entire Stanley Cup playoffs. And that's a separating factor. And these 1-goal games, like you said, not their best efforts. And, we're shooting ourselves in the foot is not helping. The power play not molding is not helping. I mean, there's just a lot of things not coming together. And we just thought I think you and I both expected us to be further along than where we are, right? I mean, how many times can we bet on them to win the Stanley Cup without them being ready
I'm
to win
not
the
even
Stanley Cup?
mad about that stuff, though, because at the end of the day, gambling is gambling. For me, I'm a diehard New York Ranger fan. You hear it in my voice. I'm not getting mad for no reason. I genuinely love this shit. I care about this shit. It upsets me. It bothers the shit out of me. My wife gets mad at me. Why are you so invested? Why? Because it's been my life since I'm a kid. It's been my dad's life. It's been my grandpa's life. It's passed down. It's something that we grew up having. It's a great thing, but we don't fucking win. It gets to a point where, come on now, like we've done everything. We've signed everybody. We've hired everybody. There's got to be a point where you got to cross the barrier and win some fucking hockey games and show me something. And I'm at the point right now where you need to show me something. You don't need to fucking win the cup, but show me something. Look at all we've done the last 2 years. Show me a little bit. That's all I'm asking. Show me something. That's it. I'm not asking much.
Well, I think, we're going to have to give the boys a little bit of time, see where they're at, and just honestly just watch the next couple games. I mean, the good thing is Penguins have dropped the last two, right? They've dropped a couple games here. So we have 2 games against the Pens. If we can pick up 2 games, I mean, we're right back in this, right? We're right back in the mix. I mean, we're seeing ourselves in the last place, but it's not like that we can't turn this franchise right around in 2 games, right? So still early in the season. I feel like we just need to get the combination set. I feel like we need to have the chemistry going, between our defensive pairings. I mean, Jack Johnson's injured. Thank God, no offense, but like now Brendan Smith, maybe some defensive pairings can start to take shape here. We really need the defense to come together because we have some of our best defensemen out there when goals are getting scored, and it really pisses me off. But I mean, on the offensive side, I really love what we're seeing with our young players, Capo, Hedel, Lafreniere, K'Andre Miller. I mean, Howden. G. Giuseppe is definitely the most surprising. I think he's been playing great. He had some offseason because he was probably the one Ranger that came ready to play more so than anything because he has floored me with his play. I've been very impressed.
In the most surprising piece that the Rangers pulled out of camp. Yeah, 100% because they talked about him being right there, maybe not making it this year, maybe playing in the AHL. He has been the most surprising New York Rangers piece, in my opinion, by far. He's been awesome. He shows growing pains, but every night he shows you something better and better. And I'm okay with somebody playing good hockey and making mistakes if every night they change those mistakes and they fix things and they get better, and every night he's doing that. I mean,
he's going to be a stud.
Yeah, I honestly think that him and Adam Fox are the future of the New York Rangers top 6. That's my honest opinion. I think K'Andre Miller and Adam Fox are probably looking to be 1-2, 1-3.
Ryan Lindgren, Nils Lundqvist. Nils Lundqvist is coming in, maybe.
Ryan Lindgren's going to be that guy like a Stahl almost, where he plays on the first pairing, the second pairing. He can play on the third pairing. He can do everything. Lindgren, I'm not worried about. Lindgren can fall into the shadows, but right now we know what Lindgren is, what he's going to be. He's got another year or 2 before he's the next New York Rangers Dan Girardi on steroids. I mean, he's got way more potential than Dan Girardi, and he does all the same things. I love Ryan Lindgren. I'm sold on him. K'Andre Miller, sold on after 6 games, and Adam Fox. And after that, you have D'Angelo, who I always loved. I think he could step it up a little bit. He's not playing great, but
gotta get that groove back.
At the end of the day, when he gets his groove back, you could either use him as a piece or you easily have a top 6 defense right now. No problem. You have a high-end defense in the NHL right now.
They're not just allowing shitty goals, dude. We just allow shitty goals. That's just my feeling. Maybe it's the goaltending and the defense together, but it is some of the goals against, it's just like, come on,
bro. And it's goaltending too, though, man. It's a goaltending too. Shesterkin has let in 4 or 5 horrendous goals this season.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're like, damn, bro, like you were the savior last year. You won 10. You went 10-2. And now
you went 11-1, dude. You went 11-1.
Now you're letting 38-year-old Henrik Lundqvist goals in playoffs, squeakers through the side of your arm. Like, you're too young for that. It's not time for that yet. Like, Your time for that will come. It happens to every goalie for the most part. Maybe not Martin.
I agree. Like some of the saves he didn't make, it was just like I really feel like a Lundqvist in his prime was diving across the net, making some ungodly body bending freaking save, and just make your head spin. But the Rangers have always been phenomenal at that, and I feel like that's part of that heartbeat that's missing right now. But hopefully that Lafreniere goal, the K'Andre Miller goal, the young guns actually scoring, Capo actually scoring, really just ignites a fire here, and we see it against the Pens in the next 2 games. But I'm excited. We'll see what happens with the boys. But what do you think, JG? You got some closing thoughts for me?
Closing thoughts. Again, super hot take on the John Tortorella thing. I know you laughed about it, but let's be honest. Listen, laugh again. But how much sense does it make? Like, let's be honest. Think about the position the Rangers. You're a hockey player, Tim. Think about the position the New York Rangers are in. This is my closing take. I don't think it's a must. I think there's other coaches out there we can get. I'm not done with David Quinn just yet. But end of day, I don't think the Rangers are winning a Stanley Cup with David Quinn. That's my opinion. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think David Quinn may grow and go somewhere else and be a great coach. I'm not hating on him. I just think he got them at a time where he's not going to last long enough to win a Stanley Cup with them. And I think if you're the Rangers, you have to start saying, listen, maybe we let him finish out the year, but maybe we start shopping for the guy, for the Bruce Boudreau, for the what's my man's name, Barry Trotz, he just goes everywhere and turns them into a powerhouse. Not that I want those guys, not that I want Tortorella, but there's got to be a guy that John Davidson and the Rangers see in the near future that wins them a Stanley, that helps them move on to win a Stanley Cup. I just don't see David Quinn being that guy. That's my closing thoughts. I like him. I hope he excels for the rest of this season. I hope he excels enough to get fucking Jack Eichel here and he wins the Stanley Cup with the New York Rangers. Trust me, want it all to happen. I'm not hating on the guy, but for me, it just makes too much sense. There's other guys that make too much sense for the New York Rangers right now in their state. So for me, if you're a New York Rangers fan, keep your eye out. Watch what's going to happen over the next 2-3 weeks here, because if the Rangers lose a couple of more in a row and they don't win after this big win against Buffalo the other night, I think you're potentially going to see either some assistant coaching changes or a coaching change, because the Rangers are ready to win now. And I think Davidson knows that. I think Gorton knows that. And I don't think they're willing to just sit back and wait.
Well, we'll definitely have to wait and see what happens, but definitely some hot takes out of JG tonight. Kid was firing, but again, fans, if you're out there, please like, share, comment. Just know we are on Spotify, iTunes, Overcast, really, you can find us really anywhere. And definitely
over here has been all over the digital marketing. So we're buzzing. We're Spotify'd up. You can catch us with Spittin' Chicklets and any of the other high-end hockey podcasts sitting right there. So hopefully you guys are jumping in. I mean, we got some fans on our last live broadcast. We were pretty excited about that. And we're just looking to keep moving forward. So if you guys could, again, like, share, follow, jump on in, help us out here, man. We're excited. We want to get some fucking content moving here. So if you guys could jump in and help us out, we'd appreciate it. And cheers to the 30th episode, Mr. Amendola. It's been a fucking fantastic one.
Cheers to 30 and so much more. Hopefully we maybe get some interviews with some players, maybe expand a little bit, bring some other people in here. But, we're going to keep talking, maybe reach out to some other YouTubers and just try to, talk hockey, maybe debate them a little bit, call them, chirp them, just give them a little bit of, our vibe. Who knows what we'll do, but we're really trying to expand. And if you have any suggestions, feedback, let us know, fans. But definitely like, share, and comment. And thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it.